Hello there everybody, this is CP666 back with you, and today, apparently we have ghosts in here that are knocking my things over, but anyway, as you can see I'm running a backup, and this is just incremental, but we're going to be swapping hard drives between the Seagate that is in the external enclosure, which you can see right there, maybe not, yes you can, and the drive that's in the Compaq. Now let's pick this up and make this a little bit more sturdy than it was. That way Ghost can't knock it back over again. Now I shouldn't have another problem with that. And this, which is apparently not able to save my file, which I think is a load of BS. So let me go and scare this into actually working, and then we'll get on with the rest of today's video. Well, I certainly like to keep things family friendly around my channel. This is a shortened version of my message to all of the trolls that are probably going to come around here and comment, very unnecessarily, on the status of both my desk and of the bedroom floor. As you might know, with a short message has to come a long message. You see, over the years that I've been on YouTube, there have been a number of people come around and comment about the state of my bedroom, telling me that I need to clean it up, quote, you pussy. And there goes the whole family-friendly idea out the window, am I right? But anyway, so there's that. They've been telling me to clean up my desk as well before. And, I like to think that all internet trolls look like this. But I'll tell you what, if any of you internet trolls, like this poor sucker right here, want to come around and do that, I have zero tolerance for it, and the ban hammer is going to swing. And you most certainly do not want to be underneath the X when it does swing. Warning: destroying worthless life forms, like this one, involves swinging dangerous instruments. And as such, always wear safety glasses. Damn it. Before anybody in the peanut gallery comments about it because they have an eagle eye, yes, the F8 to F11 keys are missing from this keyboard, as are some of the keycaps. The reason for this is quite simple. I dropped my iPod on it in such a way that it landed and took out some of the keys. And it also broke the little scissor switches. So unfortunately, it's new keyboard time for this Compaq Presario A900. It's taken an awfully long time to boot, too. I'm not sure why that is. You can see me in the reflection there as well. Ah, yes. Control-Alt-Delete. 3 fingers salute. Let's enter in my password. Because I have to enter in my password. This doesn't have a fingerprint reader. And there I go, bashing Windows 8. Isn't that just awesome? Installing driver software. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create yet another backup of all the files that are on this drive, just in case my little backup doesn't work the way it's supposed to, and there are some files that I want to have back. Now check that out. That is a pretty hot hard drive. And apparently our scan found something, so let's go ahead and take a look. Potentially dangerous item, detections. Contains macros. Now why would that contain macros? But there you have that. All the files are here. Let's go ahead and... oh, shut up. I'm gonna go ahead and take this key, which I just created. I'm going to restart the computer. And we are going to commence the cloning process. Let's go ahead and insert this somehow. Maybe not. There we go. I knew I'd get it. Don't you just love that custom work right there? Now hopefully all of this is going to still be there when I go to clone the disk. And of course I'm still here so you can see me in the reflection. And the autofocus is going crazy as protection so it doesn't have to see my face. Apparently, where is it? F9, so that should be this key. Right there. Yeah, it would help if I actually have the key, but I don't. USB flash memory. Let's boot off of that. Holy crap. Alright, CloneZilla Live. Let's go ahead and boot that up. You didn't need to see that, now did you? Woohoo! Here it is, flying through all the startup stuff. I have a video running. I have to wait for it to start. This is taking a while. Not that I'm used to this. Linux does sometimes take a very long time. And UTF-8. Don't touch my key map because it may or may not work. Start CloneZilla. Device to device. Expert. I want to go disk to local disk. Let's see how many errors we see. What is the source disk? It's the Toshiba. And that's obviously that disk. I'm going to go ahead and leave that alone. I'm going to keep the default. I'm going to keep the default there. Alright, press enter to continue. As you can see, we have some warnings, and I'm going to take the time to issue my own warning. Cloning a drive over will erase all of the data that is on the destination disk, which is to be expected. I don't know if it directly moves the data, in which case, if it moves the data is going to be gone from this drive too, but I don't think it moves the data. I think it just creates a clone and copies the data, which is usually how cloning works. It asks you twice, and it's the same thing that it asks twice, the same question. Now, if you are absolutely sure, if you have multiple disks, you want to be absolutely sure that the drive that you have selected as the destination is the drive that you actually want to erase. If it is not, you're going to be in for a whole world of wonderful times. Now, because I only have 2 drives here, I really don't have a choice. I'm going to go ahead and let this thing do its job, but you want to be careful. If you have a system with 2, 3, 4 drives, like this one, you want to make sure that not only is your source the right disk, but your destination is also the right disk. Otherwise, you better hope that you have backups. Let's go ahead and let this go. Woohoo. Do you want to clone the bootloader? Sure. Clone the data. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes, I am sure that I want to continue. Here we go. This is the big drive. So this is the one that's going to take the longest. Oh yeah, she's definitely working quite well. But it's going to take a while in order to get that done. I'll quit making that noise. Alright. Why are you making that ungodly sound? There we go. This stupid cord. Which unfortunately it seems to have a mind of its own and doesn't want to get out of the freaking way. That should be alright, at least temporarily. And oh yes, a word to the peanut gallery, if I may. No comments on the color of the window background, please. It's just a color. It may not be your favorite, but not only is it one of my favorites, but it most certainly has no bearing on my sexual orientation or anything like that. Like I said, it's just a color. It is a color in the spectrum of colors that exists on this planet. So please, no comments on it. Thank you. And while I'm at it, here's just a little bit of something, and while I don't venture too far into profanity very often, the number of people on this planet who whine and moan and bitch about having to do just the slightest little bit of work, be it in school or at their job, just totally irks me. In about 6 days, well, maybe not quite, give or take a little bit, I have to be up bright and early with my nose to the grindstone at school for my final year of high school. You know, if you didn't have school, you wouldn't know a damn thing. School is useful. Now, some of the stuff they teach may not be useful for what you think you're going to do, but trust you, it will come into play at some point. So don't complain about having to go to school, because that irks me. In case anybody was wondering, these are both definitely advanced format hard drives. This one is a replacement, if I can get the case open without damaging something. Certified repair. Yes, it is most definitely a replacement drive. And the Toshiba that's in here, while it was a replacement for something, is the original drive. It is not a warranty replacement, like that one is. Alrighty folks, it's 2:50 in the morning, and I should most assuredly be in bed, but as you can see, my bed is teeming with goodies that will most assuredly prevent me from doing so. However, we're just about 98% of the way through, and I want to get this last little bit on camera. You can see it's still working away there. The drive produces heat, but not a lot of heat. Most of the heat that is being produced from the system's own CPU cooling fan, manufactured by Seagate technology. Well, one would hope. Product of Wow, well, such is the way the language goes at about 3 o'clock in the morning, right down poop chute. And there's that syncing. Successfully clone the device. There should be one other device that needs to be cloned. Or maybe not. Running grub install. Well, hopefully, no. Alright. This seems to have worked. When everything is done, remember to use power off, reboot, or follow the menu to do a normal power off, reboot procedure. Otherwise, if the boot media you're using is a writable device, such as a USB flash drive, and it is mounted, power off/reboot in an abnormal condition or an abnormal procedure might make it fail to boot next time. And they're not joking. So let's press enter. And we are now going to power the system off to go ahead and change these drives around. So we can wait for this to shut itself down. Will now halt. And there it goes. So let's get this all done. Well, unfortunately, if this drive were to have a problem, 7200.4, then I'd be out of luck. I'd have to buy a new drive because it is very clearly out of warranty. Using this wonderful website, I figured out that the date code, when I find it, and when the camera decides it's going to get its mind together and focus on it, which it may never do, there it is, the date code of 2012-19-1 means 2012, 19th week, day 1. Or the first day. Oh dear. I don't have any space to swap hard drives. Some of these goodies are going to have to move. Now that is more like it. Word to the wise here. Do not work on electronics on your bed. I know that not only have I said that many, many, many times in the past, but I'm also ignoring my own advice here. Simple fact of the matter is, I don't want to scratch the finish of the laptop by working it on my desk, and I don't have any other space anywhere else unless you want me to work on it on the floor. And that's also a great way to scratch the finish of your laptop, especially a glossy finish. And in the interest of not turning this into a rant video, I will not talk about that. However, working on electronics, and most certainly testing electronics on your bed, is a great way to start a fire on your bed and burn your house down, and that just will not do. So I've taken out all forms of power this thing cannot possibly power itself on, because the battery's not installed, as you can see, and it is not plugged in. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and take the drive out and throw my screwdriver on the floor like a real pro. And because people want to see the entire unabridged process of removing a hard drive from a system and installing a new one, here you go. I'm going to make this video even longer than it already was. This might even be a feature-length video. You never know. And yes, that is a ThinkPad hard drive caddy for the eagle-eyed. Unfortunately, I don't have an actual caddy for this, but this will be more than sufficient, and it is more than sufficient. So now let's take the screws out of the side of the caddy, and you may not see this. I could go get a tripod, but I don't really want to use my tripod because I am lazy. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this and probably drop a screw or more on the floor. And then utter a whole bunch of swear words in an oath that I probably will not want to take again. So let's go ahead and just do this. I am very, very tired at the moment, so yes. I shouldn't be doing this. I should be in bed, but here I am making a computer video for you guys. So please keep that in mind. That's just how dedicated I am to you. I feel like I should be sportscasting this. And in the interest of fulfilling somebody's request, I am going to completely ignore the ability of mine to time-lapse this, and I'm just going to go ahead and flat out. You get it. Alright. Seems to be a lot more circuit traces on the Seagate than there does to be on the Toshiba. Now, let's drop some screws on the floor, and most assuredly do this the wrong way, by dropping some screws on the floor. Because I have the essential tremors in my hand that any sane person would definitely have, especially at a very early hour in the night, or in the morning, depending on how you see things. Now, you don't want to strip any of these screws out, because then you will most certainly brighten your day, and you will love yourself even a lot more than you already do, and you will probably utter a lot more swear words than you normally would as well. Fortunately, no swear words in this video, so far anyway. And let's put the drive back into its location. Just like that. It is now in. Let's put the cover back on. Come on. damn thing. The screw's back on. I realize right now that I'm probably showing you a Windows Vista license key, but it's Vista, so who the hell cares? I certainly don't, because I won't be using that key. Well, I might use that key, I don't know. If I ever decide to load this thing with Windows Vista and all of the necessary drivers. Alright, so that's all the screws back in. Let's throw the battery back in the system. Let's put it back on my workbench, otherwise known as my desk, and almost drop it because my hands are freaking sweaty, as you would not believe. Get all this stuff out of the way because we don't need this right now. I'll be dealing with that in a second. Set this down onto the desk. Plug it in and hope that firing it up doesn't become a literal experience, even though I doubt that it would. Alright. Power it up. I think I heard a hard drive. And that's what we want to hear. Here comes the system. Let's see if it boots like it ought to. Prepare to boot to OS. Woohoo. Starting Windows. Again, I feel like I should be sportscasting this. This is probably going to take a while. See me doing all kinds of exciting things in the background. Oh, maybe not. Look at that. At least so far, the customizations are all there. Control-Alt-Delete, 3-finger salute, enter the password. Because once again, I don't have a fingerprint reader on this computer. And everything appears to be loading. And the driver for the ST932423AS ATA device is now installed. Could not reconnect all network drives. You must restart your computer to apply these changes. Oh, why not? Just as quickly as we started it up, we had to shut it back down again. Nevertheless, let's get this other drive working. Alright, the Toshiba hard drive is in the caddy, or enclosure if you prefer. Let's go ahead and plug it in and see what goes boom. Probably nothing. And it powers itself up. System reserved, F drive. Local disk H. Well, I don't see anything here that doesn't work. So this should all be fine. Everything here should be alright. You can see the power on hours. That again should be alright. And I'm going to go ahead and set the 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Go ahead and enable that. And we're going to set it to its recommended value, DOH. Set that all up, close that, so that should all be alright now. Let's shut this down, because this doesn't need to be powered up anymore. And turn our attentions over here. Now what we need to do is get rid of the partitions that are already on that Toshiba hard drive. Excuse me. Computer management. To go into disk management here. Wow. Excuse me once again. I am sorry for that. Alright, let's see here. System reserve. Disk 0, that's not the drive that I want. System reserved. This is the drive that we want. This volume. Yes. There's nothing on there that's worth keeping. Delete this volume. Yes. New simple volume. Let's make it that size. Assign the drive letter F to it. Format it to random stuff. Format quick format. Allocation unit should be default. File system should be NTFS. Quick format, no file folder compression, finish. And now it will format that drive. And you can see it working down there. Maybe this will work better than the other drive. Maybe it won't. I am not sure. Let's close that. Open up our backup program when I find it. Yeah, I should really have my sound turned off. It's about almost 3:20 in the morning, and there are people that are trying to sleep, so I shouldn't be bumping my speakers like that. File recovery. Let's choose that image. It'll think about it. I don't want to recover that. I do want to recover everything that is on there, however. Everything from there. Recover to specific location. Let's recover it to random stuff, F. Hit next. And I'm going to replace existing files if need be. Proceed. So let's see how long this is going to take. Well, I really wanted to get this done tonight and not have to pick this back up in the morning, but it looks like that isn't going to be the case because it's almost 3:30 in the morning and I really, really want to go to sleep. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to pick this up in the morning. I'll do a couple of other things, see how far along it is, and we'll go from there. And I am most assuredly going to sleep after filming this little clip. However, I wanted to say something. You know, there are some times where I wish I could get the kind of views that B Bishop PCM gets, that V Westlife gets, that Max Arcade gets, that UXW Bill gets, you know, those kinds of things. However, I create video content. I may not get a lot of views, I may not be popular. However, I think that not being popular and creating real video content is a lot better than some of the people on YouTube who don't create content and are they do nothing but sit at the computer and insult everything that moves. Because I'm sorry, but those kinds of people are the people, if you can even call them people, that I would love to end up turning into something that looks like our little friend over here. Alright, so like I didn't want to do, I had to wait another day because this took 2 hours and there was certainly no way I was going to be staying up for 2 hours. But anyway, you can see that that is now finished. Now if I had to guess, let's see here. Yes, it has done what I thought it did. It's put them into some obscene folder. So let's take them out of there. This shouldn't take too long to move all those files into that. Just like that. That's done. And I probably can't delete it. Fine. Woo! Alright, so that's gone. That was working in of itself. Let's But there you have that. Everything is back to normal. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off from what is most likely my last computer-related video until after my holidays are over. But I hope to see you next time. Till then.